Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be the narcissist underestimated the strength in you. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please subscribe. So I'll jump right into it. The narcissist, many times they underestimate virtually everybody, including you. And when you were in the relationship, believe me when I tell you, they pushed you to your core. They pushed you to do things that you never thought you would do, and behave ways that you never thought you would behave, tolerate behavior that you never thought you would tolerate. Essentially, they wanted you to become an extension of themselves, and they wanted you to do things for them like an unpaid helper, or like they wanted you also to become a walking apology, someone who would just be accountable for their poor behavior, brush it underneath the carpet, and keep on working for the narcissist. But what did they do throughout the relationship? I can assure you, they underestimated you because, first of all, the narcissist believes they're smarter than you and that they know so much more about virtually anything. That is why many times when you were in the relationship, when you would present the narcissist with some good information, like a great idea or a great place to go vacationing or whatever, they would just be like, oh, all right, sounds good, whatever. And they would downplay it, act like they didn't hear you or not give you any credit. Remember, they're not going to give you credit for anything. And then the next day, boom, they come up with your same idea and they tell you that somebody from work came up with that idea. And you're like, wait a minute, I told you about that last night, remember? And they're like, no, you said this. What this person was sharing was this, this, and this. In other words, they glommed onto your idea, wrapped it up in a nice package, and presented it as their own or from someone else's, completely invalidating you. And they underestimated your ability to pay attention to the red flags and to pay attention to your instincts and intuition. Now, did you take action on these things? Probably not. That's why you stayed in the relationship as long as you did. However, you were observing the poor behavior of the narcissist throughout the body of the relationship. And there were many of you, myself included, who actually took notes throughout the relationship. Here is a pro tip for you. If you are ever taking notes about an individual that you are in a relationship with, something is amiss, something is off, something is wrong. Think about it. If you are in a stable and or healthy relationship, whatever it is, sibling, aunt, uncle, friend, lover, whomever, neighbor, you don't have to take notes. You have a healthy exchange of ideas and words and comments, and then you just, okay, well, great, I'll see them when I see them, or whatever you do. But you don't actually have to scratch your head after you have an engagement with them and say, wait a minute, what was that all about? I don't even know what was that word salad? What's going on here? Like, I don't get it. Like, or perhaps they were gaslighting you, as a small example, which is not a small thing, it's a huge thing. And you're left scratching your head like, what is going on with this person? So if you're taking notes, example, if throughout the body of the relationship, you went into taking notes about the person you're thinking about the narcissist, or if you typed in Google or YouTube certain things like spouse won't talk to me or things like that, that's a huge red flag. That's a massive red flag. My hope is that if you did it, you took action on it. If you did it and you didn't take action on it yet, that you do. Either way, understand there's a reason you're trying to figure out what this relationship is all about. I can tell you one thing, it's not about you. It's about what you are providing for this individual who may or may not turn out to be a narcissist. But getting back on track, the narcissist underestimated the strength in you. They underestimated everything about you. Like I started to say earlier, when you were in the relationship, you were paying attention to the red flags. Now again, if you acted on them, that's a different thing, but you were taking mental notes or perhaps physical notes, and you were adding these things up, and you were seeing that over the body of the relationship, things were not improving. They were actually getting worse, because the narcissist now was pushing you further and further into the depths of the narcissistic fog, the place where you are nothing but a shell of yourself. During the narcissistic fog, or the devaluation stage, whatever you want to call it, what happens is your resources are depleted. Many times you had financial stability when you entered the relationship, and now you have zero. Maybe you had a great job, now you don't have a job. Maybe your family members on your side of the family, you used to have great relationships with them. Now many of those are blown up because the narcissist initiated the smear campaign or drove a wedge between you and these individuals. Same thing with your support system. Let's say your friends or acquaintances that you built up over the years. Well, I'm sure that you're not spending as much time with those people because the narcissist, A, won't allow you to, B, will always be saying that they're not quality people because they want to drive a wedge between you and those people, and C, you will have to be busy accommodating the narcissist. Again, being the person who pays the bills, who plans for vacations, who raises the kids, who takes care of the house, who makes the narcissist look good, who drives them, who waits for them tirelessly, who tolerates the poor behavior, who is their whole life is put on pause because they're waiting for the messages and or the texts from the narcissist on what to do next, which is the endless to-do list. You're also a person who, again, as I mentioned, you're a walking apology, which means you're just taking the blame for everything. Many things you didn't even do or didn't even know about, but the narcissist will blame you because the narcissist is a petulant child inside and they need to blame somebody, and most likely it was you for a period of time. But the narcissist underestimated you and the strength within you. You see, let's say the narcissist discarded you, as an example. I'll talk about that, and then I'll say if you ended the relationship yourself. If the narcissist discarded you, I can assure you, number one, they had their source or sources of supply lined up. There's not a doubt about it. So you need to understand that. Number two, if it was a romantic relationship, the narcissist never loved you. You need to understand that because they can't love and they can't introspect and they have zero empathy. They care about one person, which isn't you, it's themselves. Number three, if they discarded you, they really believe that they took every bit of your energy from you. In other words, you were so beaten down, you were probably discarded, and I really would like to come up with a new term for that, another acronym for it, but the point is, if you were, most likely it was before a big event like a holiday or your birthday, or when you heard some bad news that perhaps a family member passed, or you just got a promotion, or you just got let go of a job, things like that, or you just came down with an illness, or you became sick, things like these. That's when the narcissist usually discards people. Not always, but they want to kick you when you're down, and they want to make sure that you do not get up, which is another reason why they what? That's right, they underestimated the strength within you. Now, when the narcissist moves on, 9 times out of 10, you think that they're gallivanting the globe, living their best life, riding off into the moonlight. For a period of time, that may be true because they have a brand new shiny object, a new toy, which is the new supply. And yes, they are probably on the top of the world because they're getting double supply. A, from trying to crush you and discarding you, because now they're probably playing the victim card or whatever and using your past relationship to catapult them into the new supplies relationship. I hope you're following this. And then they will get supply from crushing you, and they will get supply from the false narrative of the new supply. That's just one way that these things happen. But the point is, when they discarded you, they may check in on you every now and again until you block them. In other words, they may check your social media, send flying monkeys, etc. That's just natural. That's what happens. But slowly what they will be doing is they will be keeping their tabs on you, their eyes on you, maybe not directly, but indirectly, perhaps through family members, like I said, flying monkeys, or maybe they create fake accounts, whatever they do, who knows. And this does not apply to everybody, but I'll tell you right now, it applies to most people. And they will be watching your growth, watching what you're doing. They will be watching your health return. They will be watching your eyes get back to having the glow that they had in them. They'll be watching the way you use your words. Now you're in the third version of yourself. You're the most powerful version of yourself because you have healed and or you are well on the healing path. They will be watching you, how you use your words. They'll be watching the changes you have made. In other words, did you relocate? Did you get a new job? Are you looking healthier? Are you looking better? Are things lining up for you? Are you confident? Did you get the wisdom on the narcissistic abusive cycle? Have you gone no contact, blocked them, removed all flying monkeys and people associated with them? These are just some of the things the narcissist will be doing. And as they are devaluing the new supply, they will be checking in on you, i.e. spying on you at times, again, not always, but at times. And they will be checking the pulse of you. And they will say, wow, I really did underestimate this person, which is you. I really did my best to make sure that they weren't on the planet, that they wouldn't get up off the canvas, that they wouldn't dust themselves off and pick themselves up by the bootstraps and heal themselves. I really thought I finished this one, just like I finished my previous spouse and or significant other, whoever it was. And I'm not being dramatic, I'm being honest and real with you. But guess what? It didn't happen, did it? That's right, it didn't, because you're on the channel. You're getting the wisdom. Perhaps this is the 1000th video you've ever consumed of mine. Perhaps it's the first. It doesn't matter. What matters is you're getting the education. You're getting the wisdom. You're coupling it with your real life experience, and you're understanding that post-narcissistic relationship, the narcissist certainly underestimated you. They never thought you would make it this far. They didn't. Now, did you think you would make it this far? Probably. Maybe not. You most likely experienced many dark nights, including perhaps you even experienced the dark night of the soul, one of the most challenging periods of life that anybody can go through. Some people have gone through it multiple times. I myself went through it once. I would never want to go through that again, ever, and I don't wish it upon anybody. Again, I don't wish the narcissistic abusive cycle and or relationship upon anybody. There's no way. These relationships, they will challenge you to your core. They will test you to your core. They will knock you down for the count unless you get yourself up and you understand that tomorrow is a new day and that you're going to have to do a mountain of work. You're going to have to invest in yourself and understand that the narcissist never cared about you. They just wanted to take away your resources for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship. Now, staying on track, the narcissist underestimated the strength in you. They really did. They underestimated your beautiful, abundant spirit, your glow, your energy. They underestimated that you could and or are rebuilding your life. Perhaps you've had to sell your house. Perhaps you've had to relocate countries. Perhaps you've had to relocate cities. Perhaps you've had to create a new job for yourself. Perhaps you had to start a new job. Perhaps you had to build relationships from ground zero all the way back up. Perhaps you have fallen in love again. Perhaps you've gotten married again. Perhaps you are striking up friendships. Maybe you're teaching a class, taking a class, reading a book, writing a book, starting a business, traveling. But what you're doing is you are believing in yourself, which is something the narcissist did not want you ever to do. Remember, when you were in the narcissistic relationship, they were trying to keep you down. They wanted you vibrating low like they did, like they do. They wanted you to never, ever get up off that canvas. They didn't ever want you to put yourself back together, but that is what you're doing. That is what you have done. You are well on the healing path now. You are putting yourself back together, and no longer will you tolerate poor behavior from anybody. In other words, implement the two-strike rule. If you meet somebody new and they show themselves to be maybe not a good person, you can just leave them alone and fade them out right then and there, or you can give them another opportunity. I personally believe in second chances. I do. Not with a narcissist, but with people in general. And if they reveal themselves in two different ways, well, that's how they are, and I would not be associating with them, but that's just me. Having said all these things, the narcissist completely underestimated you. They really tried their best to steal your energy, and they succeeded. They really did. They manipulated you. They fooled you. They tricked you. They had you believing in the false narrative of the mask, and again, it worked. But what happens is the narcissist does not know how to lay off the gas pedal. It's either all or nothing with the narcissist. That is exactly how they see things, black or white, good or bad, etc. And with you, they really thought that they finished you off. And if they did finish you off, and they didn't because you're watching the video, what would happen? Well, yep, again, they would prove themselves right, that you had issues, you had problems. You weren't who everyone else thought perhaps you were. I hope you get the point. But now that you've made it, and or you are making it, you're understanding that your value is through the roof. And that the narcissist, in time, they will understand, wow, I really had somebody special in that person, which is you. Now, are they going to reflect on this each and every day? Absolutely not. They're too busy living their fake lives. But again, they will compare sources of supply, and eventually they will look back and say, wow, that one really put themselves back together. I can't believe it. I really thought I crushed them. I what? That's right. I underestimated them. That's exactly how strong you are. That's why you must believe in yourself. That's why you must take action and benefit yourself. If not now, when? Get the message. You are in control of your life. You are in control of your destiny and your future. This is your path. This is your experience in this thing called life. Now, again, you had to go through the narcissistic relationship to get to where you are right here, right now. There was no other way. You may think, well, no, Andrew, I could have avoided things. You couldn't have, because if you could have avoided them, circumstances would have been different and you would have avoided them. That is why we need to learn from the past, not be predicting the future, and live in the present moment. The abundance happens when you live in the present moment. As I am creating this video for you, you are consuming it. Maybe you're getting ready to go to bed. Maybe you're waking up, having a cup of coffee. Maybe you're exercising, you're meditating. Maybe you're at work listening to this, sneaking it in on your 9 to 5. Who knows what you're doing on an airplane, a bus. Maybe you're having this during lunch and listening to it as you're having some lunch and you're listening to your iPod. Who knows what you're doing? The point is, this is called living in the present moment. It's where the narcissist never wanted you to exist. The narcissist wanted you existing for them, pining for them, thinking about them, putting your life on hold for them, doing things for them. They wanted you to pump up their fragile ego and support the false narrative of the mask. as long as you possibly could until A, you figured it out, or B, you got discarded, which I'll talk about real briefly here. If you're one of the people that exited the relationship on your own, you're an incredibly strong human being. You got the wisdom early on and you applied it. This is beautiful. You also are an incredibly abundant, beautiful, bright, shining light. You're unique because not many people exit the relationship on their own. Many people get discarded. Many people stay trapped in the narcissistic fog, but that's not you. You need to really give yourself a virtual hug and be grateful that you got the wisdom and that you exited the relationship. Again, if you're looking to exit the relationship because perhaps you have kids and it's going to take longer, I understand it. Do what's best for you and those loved ones around you. But please limit your exposure to the narcissist, to the toxicity, to the verbal abuse, the mental abuse, the spiritual abuse, the financial abuse. Limit yourself. Take action if you can. And if you can't, utilize Grey Rock and do the best you can. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware and understand you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. The narcissist underestimated the strength within you. They underestimate so much about you, or underestimated so much about you. They underestimate a lot of people, but you're one of the people who's on the channel. You're one of the people who's getting the wisdom, and you are coupling this with your experience. You have nothing but abundance and beautiful doors to open up for you in the future once you've healed properly. So guys, remember, no matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. You are not alone. I love you. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, have a great day, and remember, never underestimate yourself, and understand that the narcissist, that relationship, you had to go through it. There was no other way. Did you want to go through it? No, but you did. So we have to live in the present moment and practice radical acceptance and learn from it. God bless you. I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye.